months that have really touched my heart, like praying for family members because maybe sometimes they're not praying for themselves. And do that for them. And it's just so sincere. It's just such a sincere piece of advice. And I can guarantee that if I myself maybe didn't sometimes pray as hard as I could have, and now hearing that moves me to a position of faith where I can start praying more for my family with more belief, with more passion, with more expectancy that God is going to move in my life, in my family's life, okay? So these are some of the changes that have occurred through having more faith, through prayer, through meditation. In contrast to, if I look at my life, let's say, 10, 15 years ago, let's say 15 years ago, I was almost an agnostic, almost slight atheist, pretty much. I didn't go around saying that God didn't exist as much as I just kind of wasn't a believer. And I think the biggest shift in the last 10, 15 years is, I would not feel comfortable questioning the existence of God. I'm more ready to question my behavior, my disciplines, and my faith before I could question God. And I think that's one of the biggest shifts there is, what am I not doing? Am I not going to bed early? Am I slacking off? Am I partying a little too much? Have I lost focus? Have I lost passion? Have I lost my connection to the Lord? And I'm more ready to answer those questions with, it's me. It's me that needs the internal growth of focus. Okay? So that's the difference, and that's the biggest growth that's happened in the last 15 years. So I wanted to give you just 4 steps to increase your faith and get through the storm, okay? The first one is pray and meditate. And with the belief and the statement says, God, I am your child, God. You must answer my prayers. You must answer my needs, Lord. Not as a beggar. And that's one thing I learned from Paramahansa Yogananda, is that it's not to come to the Lord as a beggar, but as his child. And that's a big shift. So even as I make this video, look, I'll pray now, Lord, may the viewer watching this be blessed in their family, in their finances, and in their health, and in their energy, and their vision. And I ask this as your child, Lord, to deliver your promises to us as your children. Amen. You get the idea that, there's a certain level of truth and sincerity to that. Even as I said that, I have a certain feeling that vibrates through my being that's I can imagine, let's just say in a viewer that's agnostic or atheist sees that, they may think that I'm just talking to some imaginary person, and I think a person of faith knows that came from a really sincere request to transcend and push and get a grasp on this idea of living better, right? So the second thing I want you to consider is expect God's favor. And this one I did get from Joel Osteen, where like I said, I woke up today as I walked to the gym, and I talked to a potential client. Afterwards, the manager says, I'd like to offer you a position to run the kids' summer camp for fitness. And that's God's favor, because like I said, I didn't know if what was going to happen financially this month, and that's already a step in the right direction. And I give full credit to God for that being something that happened in my life. So I woke up expecting God's favor, and then that happened. Now someone could say, oh, that's just coincidence. Like I said, think about just the last month. Think about me living through an accident that I could have died in, and think about this video now. And the evidence is all there. You go back to some of the videos, even the cryptocurrency stuff that I've made movement. It's a setup. I'm being set up to progress, right? And it's all there. It's all documented here in the channel. So keep that in mind, okay? Expect God's favor. Number 2. And then once you expect God's favor, act with conviction and focus. So it's not just enough that you say you have faith. Like, I could have said, oh, I have faith, but one of my main focuses is to do a YouTube video once, twice a week and get clients. And so I talked to a potential client already this week, about 3 different people in the last day or so. Here I am making a YouTube video, which was a main focus. I'm texting people, making plans for the year. I'm contacting my family, telling them I love them. So I'm acting with conviction and focus. And so it's not just enough it isn't just enough to say you have faith. You must act then as if you're receiving the blessing in expectancy. You must act with that conviction and focus in alignment. In other words, don't say you want better health and go out, smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. There's not an alignment there, right? There's a lack of alignment. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but are you moving forward towards that prayer being answered? We carry our cross and find meaning in the struggle. Deep within us is our song. All that's saying is, through all of the challenges, can we still find joy within us? Can we still sing and feel the joy, the love of God within us? And if we feel that through our struggle, we are carrying our cross as well as we can. And that's not easy. I'm not trying to tell you that, look at me, by any stretch of the imagination, I'm so perfect. I have my fears, I have my doubts, and I've had to work through those and let them go and embrace the challenge with as much strength and conviction and vision as I possibly can. And so that's my understanding, is that we have to walk through this and carry our cross with a certain level of respect towards a challenge, and still within us feeling the joy of God within us. Okay? I think as somebody listens to this video, naturally there's an inclination to maybe doubt the challenge I'm going through, or think that this doesn't apply to you. But I can assure you, the level of challenge that I'm currently facing is my hardest ever. And I'm making a YouTube video to show you that this is real. I am a real person, and I am going through a pretty significant internal dialogue of challenges and finances, and working through entrepreneurial challenges and family challenges and all kinds of challenges. And through this, the reason I'm not tempted to lose my faith is because I feel faith is the only thing that's going to help me get through this. I think that we can be tempted to turn our back to the Lord in our time of challenge with anger. We can be tempted to absolutely maybe even retract and just be bitter and pessimistic. And that's the biggest challenge there. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Pray for me, and I pray for you. Lord, may everyone who views this video be blessed. That's the only way. I don't know exactly who's watching this video, but pray for me too, and that we both get through our storms. And let us walk with faith, and I'll see you next time, and I'll give you an update in the next 30, 60, 90 days, of this video here. Have a wonderful day. My name is Jacob Adams. We'll see you next time. Bye.